sometimes I wonder what's coming next with this work. When we meet, and even driving here today, I was like, all right, we had our retreat, and now what's there's gonna be okay, next phase or something. So I've been thinking about I watched the latest video about Tramp and lunatic and naivete, and I'm curious about. In the beginning, I was certain about my chief feature, and then as you rolled out more information, I'm not certain. Now I understand that we embody all of these different features, and I can point to certain times in my life where one was leading and the other wasn't, but this certainty that I had around my chief feature, it's not there anymore. And I wonder if this is a big part of the work to understand what that is, like to identify that. And the question that I had asked in the group is it's never really been asked, I don't think, of us to say, hey, like, sit with this and figure out what it is that you are. And then there's a bit that I read from Gurdjieff that says, no, only a teacher can tell you what your chief feature is. So I'm not struggling, I'm wrestling with these different ideas and understanding it, but then I'm wondering, well, is that what we're supposed to be doing? Like, should I be, I understand that it's good to understand these features intimately, and I see the value in that. And boy, it's so much easier for me to pin it on another person that's not myself, and to say, "Thou, that's yours." That makes sense. I know somebody representative of all those features. But what I wonder is should we be looking for what our chief feature is, and then should we be kind of waiting to be told what that is?
Yeah. Yes. Why are you laughing, Nicole? Well, what's next, or what are we doing here, is this, as Socrates, they said in this, know thyself, know thyself, know yourself, and then be thyself. Know yourself and be yourself. Now, the one know yourself has two aspects. Is to know your feature, your ego, your patterns, your deficiency story, your idiosyncrasies, how you lie to yourself, tendencies. So basically, this aspect of knowing yourself, in the fourth way, we start with knowing our false self, which is actually a false self, imaginary self. This is not what we really are, but that's what's running the show. So we start to study, not just intellectual, but to observe with self-remembering and self-observation. And we start to make it's in the 12th step, like a ruthless ego inventory. I wouldn't say moral inventory, but a ruthless inventory. So you know the false personality very well, and its features and patterns. Why? Because if we do not study it, we are it. We are, that is running the show, the identity is in that, and we are asleep. So we start by studying that. I mean, of course, we start by learning how to study. So we learn this about being present and observing. So we learn how to observe, and we learn about here and now. And so there are these technical presence stuff, that's very important. So that we need to practice that often, all the time, every day. So those are important, because without the presence, awareness, attempts, exercises, we are just now asleep thinking about this stuff. It's like another theory, another philosophy, another book. Yeah, so we get some of these presence tools on board. Then we learn about the obstacles. It's this imagination, the daydreaming, the identification, the expression of negative emotion, the lying, unnecessary talk, and inner considering. So we know about those, and also those obstacles are also whenever we are into that, it's actually a false personality in charge and we are asleep. So we are trying to struggle with the obstacles. So
is it always the chief feature of the false personality that gets involved with that? Or is it change? Is the chief feature always kind of leading the way in those distractions, disruptions?
Yeah, I didn't get to the feature yet, but I was saying, like, basically what we have done so far, learning about some tools, how to be more aware, and then learning about some core obstacles. That is I would rather you think in terms of not who is doing it, but that's you in the second state. You being identified or asleep, or, yeah, who is doing it? Yeah, it's the false self, whatever, it's the second state. Okay, and then we've done that, and now we started to roll this thing like, hey, let's study our false personality more precisely, and we rolled out these tendencies, and now the way to go on the map is to find out which of these features are most pronounced in you. To find out, to understand intellectual, but then to try to find out. And although we all have all of them, we have some more. So find out what will be the 2 or 3 of them without a teacher yet. Yeah. So you watch the video and you observe yourself and you see for yourself, from one angle, the guru, the teacher, there's only one teacher. It's getting esoteric, but there's only one teacher, There's only one teacher, and that's the self. And when you're aware of yourself, that inner teacher gets more sober a little bit for a moment. Yeah. So you try to observe for yourself, find out, and then you try to struggle with those features. So you try to be less in them, to struggle with those manifestations. Yeah. So instead of talking about yourself all the time, let's say trying to get everybody attention or trying everybody to like me, I'm going about it and I'm like, and then come back to being present, and yeah, so you dropped it. So that's the work. And so find out which are the most prominent for you. Okay, with the teacher, I guess I am playing the role of the teacher in this group because I have more experience with these things than you, and so yeah, I can tell you. Also, initially it's hard because it's good to spend some more time. People are so kind of put together in a certain way, and they try to have this veneer of in a certain way when they are in public. So it takes some time to spend time with a person to see what's really going on. Although these features or types, they have a certain signature, so one can sense it straight off the bat, And yeah, I think that you were on track with your observation, that you, as far as we talked, you noticed you have these two sides of vanity, like the inflated vanity, and then the self-pity and the self-deprecation vanity.
But then the more we talk, the
And
more that this is
yeah.
apparent in everybody.
Yeah, this is apparent in everybody, but some people have that as a chief feature. Some types, and some people have that as the chief